This week on the Hearts of Gold podcast, I got to sit down with Mary Sakuma, who is the Butte County Superintendent of Schools. We talk about all things education, how she got her start in the arts, in theater, in choir, in singing, all of these things. And we get to talk about what she does and what her role is in this community. I am so excited for you to join us on our episode today. If you could just take a second and like and subscribe to this podcast, then you'll get updates on whenever it comes out. And then you can also tell your friends about it. That would be fantastic. We love that. We love sharing good news around here. But until you do that, or if you're just here to listen to today's episode, you can join us today on the Hearts of Gold podcast.
Just really a heart of gold.
I mean, she's tough, but she has a heart of gold.
I'm a problem solver and I have a heart of gold. Thank you, James.
See, ladies, a heart of gold.
But I know you have a heart of gold and have done many good deeds.
You've been most helpful.
Yeah, that's me. Heart of gold.
You have a heart of gold.
18 karat.
Welcome to the Hearts of Gold podcast. I am so excited to have in the studio today Mary Sakuma, and we are just so honored and privileged to have Mary in here today. I'm going to read her bio because I don't want to mess it up. I want to make sure that I get everything correct, and it's just such an honor to have her in the studio today. So, Mary Sakuma serves as the Butte County Superintendent of Schools and executive leader of the Butte County Office of Education, BCOE of the team. Mary's career exemplifies the BCOE motto, where students come first, as evidenced by her 30-plus years of service dedicated exclusively to public education that has taken her from roles as classroom teacher to school site principal and then district superintendent prior to her leadership roles at BCOE. Today, she leads a broad swath of local and statewide programs that support student achievement and accelerate school-centered family services. I mean, I'm just so excited and honored and humbled that you are here today. So thank you so much for saying yes to this podcast.
Thank you very much. I'm honored to be here. And I want to thank you for all that you're doing for our community.
Oh, thank you. I've shared this before, but I am the product of Butte County Public Schools. And so it's one of the things that I take a lot of pride in, and being able to give back in just a small way. So I'm so excited to learn more about you and just how you have poured into our community as well. So how I like to start is we kind of start with some golden beginnings, if you will. So we like to know on this podcast kind of inside scoop, some before all the titles, like where were you before Butte County? Was there a before Butte County? Do you have siblings? Did you fight with them? Like, all of those things.
Sure thing. Well, although not born in Butte County, I am a product of the North State. I was born and raised in Red Bluff, California, in Tehama County. And I am the youngest of 9 children.
Of 9?
Born to Swiss immigrants.
My gosh.
And so we had a wonderful upbringing, and it was great to be in a part of a big family.
You're the youngest? Oh my gosh.
Yes,
That is wild to me.
And anyway, I think my family history and the fact that we had to work hard together to make our family or keep our family tight.
Yeah.
And we're still very close. Sadly, my parents have passed away long since, as have several of my siblings. But those of us remaining do remain close with one another.
Wow.
And in fact, here's a fun fact. Just a few months ago, a few of my siblings and I traveled back to Switzerland.
Oh my gosh.
We went together because one of our uncles, the last remaining uncle, was turning 100 years old.
What?
And so that's a rich part of my family background is our heritage. And so I always bring that to any conversation.
Oh my goodness. What a lovely, that's so cool to travel. I mean, So you guys all went together.
We did.
That's
Yeah.
that's so cool. 100 years old.
Yeah.
That's why. I know. I'm sure. Have you been to other places as far as travel goes that you?
I have,
know?
but my favorite will always be my parents' homeland.
I love that. Oh my gosh. Well, so as far as your yellow brick road, like where, what you were in Red Bluff, what got you, I guess, to Butte County?
Well, I took a little detour actually, and
Okay.
I attended college down in the Bay Area.
Okay.
I'm a Cal grad. Go Bears!
Wow.
And,
Okay.
and at the time, I thought that I would end up in the performing arts in some way or another.
Okay.
And I actually resisted going into education as a young woman.
Oh my
I
goodness.
spent some time in sales, and I did do some work in the theater.
Oh wow.
But at the end of the day, somehow the teaching profession called me. And so I never looked back, and very proud of the work that I've been able to do. And most important, proud of the work that we've been able to do for children and their families over the years.
When did you? So I mean, it's been 30 years that you,
And then a few.
and then a few. So it was that you. I mean, because said you started out as a teacher.
I did.
Yes.
I worked as a classroom teacher for
Okay.
a number of years, and also taught vocal music.
Okay.
And and then I decided to pursue my administrative credential.
Okay.
And my plan was actually a more long-term plan. I would take a few courses here and there, and with the idea that I wanted to remain in the classroom for a few more years.
Okay.
However, things changed rather rapidly. I was just actually maybe halfway through my studies when I learned that my principal had abruptly left over the summer.
Oh.
And the interim superintendent called me into his office and asked, well, more told me than asked me.
Voluntold you.
That they would need somebody to serve as the interim principal, and would I be able to do that? He knew that I was taking coursework, and that I had done some work as a kind of lead teacher and teacher in charge. And so, so I agreed to do that with the intent that I would be going back to the classroom. But then a very wise professor said, you know, Mary, sometimes these opportunities only knock once. We really think you should apply. Wow. And so I did, and I became the principal. And that was the beginning of my administrative career.
Oh my gosh. That's so interesting how it's like we have a plan. And you're like, well, yeah, my plan is to ultimately get back to the classroom, and then these opportunities kind of happen. I mean, and now here you are. How long then, did I miss it? How long have you been superintendent of schools?
I've been the Butte County
Butte County superintendent.
Yes. The Butte County Superintendent of Schools for just over 7 years.
Okay.
It is an elected position, and I am serving in my second term.
Wow. Oh my gosh. That is just, I'm trying to think of like my kids and just their ages. I'm like, okay, 7 years. Oh my gosh. Theo was just a tiny baby. So that's wild. I can't wait to dig more into kind of BCOE and just the whole team. I mean, talking to you a little bit off camera was just what a lovely group and of people that just give back to the community. It just as an organization as a whole, what you guys do. So I'm so excited to get more into that. But
I never butt in, but I was interested. What was the performing arts that you were a part of?
Yeah.
Dictate your vocation.
Well, thank you for asking.
Yeah.
So my undergraduate degree is in dramatic art.
Okay. Oh.
And I also studied fairly seriously classical music as a vocalist.
Oh my gosh.
And although, again, I never ended up pursuing that career, I really do think that it helped prepare me for my life in the public. And I also, of course, carry that in my heart. I'm a big advocate for the arts and for all our students to have opportunities in the visual and performing arts during their time in school. And in fact, just last week, I had the opportunity to testify at a joint hearing of the state legislature in regard to Proposition 28, which is the arts initiative that the voters approved.
Oh, wow.
So it's very important to me. And one of the things I like to say is that the purpose of the arts isn't about creating professional artists, although if that happens, that's wonderful. But really the focus is on helping kids explore their own creativity, how they fit in the world, and to really develop an enjoyment of the arts, which is something that they can enjoy their entire lifetime.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Thanks, James. Thanks for asking that question. So that unlocked something in me because we've had several artists on and art teachers on this podcast too. And I don't know if you're familiar with the Rainforest Arts Project.
Yes.
Yes. So we had Dan Evers was on here a couple weeks ago and just talking about just all of it. My brain is just going mile a minute now. I'm like, okay, well, we can't go into all of that. But just thinking about, in hearing you talk about, you said classical music vocalist?
Yes.
So how does I don't know enough about that. Is that like...
Well, when I say that, I mean in the classical style.
Okay.
In our training, of course, we received a lot of instruction in regard to very traditional operatic singing, but although that was not my goal either, but it really sets the foundation for really just about any type of singing.
Wow.
And so, during my young life, that was a very big part of what I did, kind of outside work.
And it's so fascinating too, because I have talked with a lot of, people who have this very creative artistic background and then also have this because now in the role that you're in now, I'm sure that there's creative parts and aspects to it, but it doesn't seem like looking at someone who would consider themselves to have a love of the arts or they would end up in an administrative role. You know what I mean? So it's fascinating to me how the brain works and how you can hold both.
And I do think it's important to bring creativity to problem solving. And one of the reasons I love what I do is that I get to work with amazing people. And it's our entire team. It's my cabinet team, yes, and our leadership team. But really, it's every single employee of Butte County Office of Education really making a difference every day in the lives of our students of all ages. We serve students from birth through adulthood, and it's very important that we provide that network of support to all students.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I love it. Oh, thank you so much for sharing that. Okay, I could spend so much more time on that. We are going to move to our next question, which is hidden gems. So you're familiar with the region. Is there anything that it could be a business, it could be a location, it could be an organization, something that not enough people know about?
Boy, that's a great question. And I think our community really does hold a lot of hidden gems. And, to stay for a moment on the arts theme, I would really encourage our community to explore all the opportunities that are out there, free or low cost, to really get a taste of what our communities are all about here in Butte County. And also, I just think, I just actually came from my Rotary meeting today.
Oh, you did?
And our presenter today was the director from CARD, the Chico Area Recreation District. And she really brought to mind all of the amazing recreational opportunities that we have in each and every one of the communities here in Butte County, and really how lucky we are to live in an area that is so full of natural beauty, that we can engage with, that we can practice healthy lifestyles with. And so I do feel like we are in one of the most beautiful places that we could ever be.
Yes. James and I would agree. We were just talking the other day. We walk the levee in Thermalito quite a bit. And we were just walking the other day with the kids and looking out, you know, because you have water on one side and then kind of a cliff on the other. And you're like, oh, don't fall down there. But we were saying, man, if this were in a bigger city, like this would be packed with people. You wouldn't even have a spot to ride your bike, or it would just be very congested. And part of us feels really fortunate that that is not the case. You know, we can just go out and enjoy, and there's not a ton of people yet, but how we just have access to all of these amazing things.
We really do. We really do.
Yeah.
And then, of course, because I'm an educator and I really believe in our public schools, I just want to give a shout out to each and every one of the teachers out there and all of the staff that support our schools and our programs. Because really, in many ways, they're hidden gems too. Not everybody gets to be as lucky as I am to go visit in classrooms and see the magic that's happening there. And so I really do encourage people to do that. So one of the things that I want to acknowledge is the fact that the classroom is where the action is. And the classroom might be in what we think of as a traditional classroom, or it might be outside during physical education class, or it might be on a field trip. But at the end of the day, it's important to me that we thank our teachers and all of the support staff who work on our school sites and in a variety of type of programs, including after-school programs and some of the specialized programs that we support. And you know, really, the closer you are to the student, the more critical your work becomes. And at the same time, I want to acknowledge that in all school systems, and certainly within BCOE, we have many employees who do not work with students on a day-to-day basis, but we are always reminding people that the work that they do, whether they're an accountant or whether they work in food service, all of those programs and services are really important to the success of our students. And so it really does take an entire team for the whole function of education to really happen.
That's so true. And if one part of the team is, you know, it's just everything working together. What I'm hearing you say is just every single piece is so important. I mean, if you're thinking of a car, and I'm thinking of how many things can get messed up with a car. If like you're missing a tire, if a tire's flat, like none of it works, you know, like, so, that's so lovely. Thank you for saying that. So I like to kind of move into our business nugget. And essentially what this is what is kind of your elevator pitch? Like what do you do? Like for those watching, and a lot of our viewers are local, Butte County natives. We have some outside, but you know, what do you do?
Thank you for that opportunity. So someone suggested that I make this joke because, as you know, we inhabit an historic building here in downtown Oroville, and we're about to repair our elevator, so we have some time to change up our elevator pitch.
Hey, I like it.
That being said, this is a great opportunity for me to begin with the motto that you mentioned, where students come first. And in our mission, we state that we are committed to the success of every student and the excellence of every educator. And I think that really helps illustrate the fundamental work that we do as an organization at BCOE. And what that means to us in a nutshell is that when we make decisions, we're thinking about students. So if we are out in districts supporting teachers with their pedagogy, if we are out training staff on safety issues, always in the back of our minds, we're really thinking about, is this going to be in the best interest of students? And then furthermore, making sure that all of our educators feel well supported. And that looks different in every district with whom we work.
Sure.
So in our largest district, Chico Unified, that looks more like just being a partner because they have a lot of capacity on their own.
Yeah.
But with our smaller districts, and especially our very small districts, they really rely on BCOE to provide a lot of that support, training, and expertise in the areas where they just simply do not have the capacity or the staff to do all those many different things.
That makes sense.
And so we really try to customize the work that we do with our districts and our charter schools.
Okay.
And to really make sure that we're meeting their needs, their goals, their aspirations for their students.
Yeah. Oh, and that's so interesting too, because it is, we feel, I mean, I'm even thinking just on a very distilled down level, like I'm going to feel supported differently. I mean, even in like my home life or something like that, or in my business, I'm going to feel supported differently than a different business here in town, or you know what I mean? Like there's different resources available. If I'm a more established business, thinking of like Chico Unified, more established, or what you said, just bigger, kind of more, not independent, but what did you say? You said it so.
Well,
Capacity.
the capacity.
Yes. Yeah. And so there's different levels of support where we feel more supported with certain access to certain resources. So
Absolutely.
yeah, I love that. Well, okay. What got you into this work? We're going to kind of feel free to go as deep as you want, but we call this section mining of the heart. What got you into this work? What keeps you like getting you up every day? Was there an educator? Was there someone who inspired you? I would love to hear, or I'm sure everyone would love to hear
Thank you.
that story.
Yeah. So when I sort of had that switch of a mindset as a young person, and thought maybe I really should explore this idea of becoming a teacher. I was still living and working in the Bay Area and working in sales.
Yeah.
And I decided that the only way I could know if this was something that I really would want to do is if I volunteered some time in a classroom. And so that's what I did. And as I think back on it now, it was kind of a crazy idea. I just called up the local school district near where I lived and said, hi, I'm thinking of becoming a teacher, and I wondered if I could, on my days off from my other job, come in and volunteer, and they let me.
Oh my God.
And I was so blessed to be partnered with an amazing teacher who to this day I consider to be my mentor and friend. And it was getting to be a part of her classroom that really made me realize that this was going to be my career path.
Wow.
And I think it was just watching how every day in her second grade classroom, she brought life and energy and enthusiasm and creativity and inspired the kids every day to learn more, to be better, to be stronger. And I will always be grateful to her and the influence that she had on me. And her name is Cheryl Yoshimura Thompson. And so, Cheryl, if you're ever watching this is a shout out to you.
I love that. I was getting goosebumps as you were talking about Cheryl, like just being inspiring. And I mean, to second grade, like second grade is
It's a magical time.
Yeah.
It is.
I mean, to have that sort of influence, I mean, and look where it has now. I mean, just that showing up, saying yes, or not even saying yes. You went out and searched for opportunities
I
and made
did.
them happen.
And I was lucky enough to land in just the right spot. Not everybody gets that chance, so I know how fortunate that was. Yeah. Now you got me a little choked
I
up
know.
too, thinking about Cheryl.
But
And so you know, I was loving being in the classroom, and as I mentioned earlier, I had the opportunity to pursue my administrative credential, and then the next thing you knew, I was the principal. And I often tell aspiring administrators that I became the principal of the school where I had been teaching, and I do not recommend this.
Okay.
It posed some very interesting challenges for me early in my career.
But, like, maybe change. I can imagine. I mean, try to imagine, like, you know, being a teacher, and then, then you're kind of in charge of, you know, all your peers. The ones where I don't know. I would see that would kind of be a
It
tricky.
presented a lot of challenges,
Yeah.
and I was really fortunate that. You know, I had their support. It wasn't that.
Sure.
It was more just knowing that even though my natural leadership style is a collaborative one, there are times when you have to be the decision maker, and oftentimes your decisions are not popular, or some of the decisions are made for you, and it's your job to carry them out to the best of your ability. So that was definitely challenging, but also really rewarding and fulfilling. And then I began my career in the field of education in Tehama County as a teacher and a principal. And then I moved to Shasta County for a while, where I served as a superintendent principal of a small district up there in Shasta County. And then my first career move into Butte County was when I came to Durham as the superintendent of schools at Durham Unified.
I don't think I knew that.
Yeah, so
Oh
I
my
served there
gosh,
for 4 years.
Wow.
And there's a part of my heart that will always be with the Durham community.
Oh.
And
They tend to do that to
they
us.
do.
I think the Durham community just kind of does that.
Yeah, we have a little saying among a group of colleagues that all roads lead back to Durham somehow.
I love it.
But and then I was invited by my predecessor, the county superintendent at the time, to apply for a position, a cabinet position, leading the HR team at that time. And, you know, I'm not the person that woke up one day and said, I really want to be the HR assistant superintendent. But I did have a pretty solid background in HR because when you are a district superintendent of a small district, you are the HR department.
You're all of it.
But I will admit that at my first few days in BCOE, my eyes were opened wide to just all of the myriad of programs and services that BCOE offers. And so it was a definite change in my setting and really in my professional career experience to go from always having been in a district for a number of years to now being at the county office.
Yeah.
And one thing that I'd like to share, and I share this with every new BCOE employee when they come through in orientation.
Yeah.
As I said, that early in my teaching career, I knew about BCOE. It had, even then, an outstanding reputation, and it was a place where you would want to go if you had the opportunity for professional development, and also just kind of cutting edge ideas and thinking and creativity. And never did I think as a young teacher that I would eventually become the county superintendent and lead BCOE. So it's exciting to me. Yeah. It's a wonderful place to be. And I have to say that the reason it is because of the people.
I love just listening to your story because I'm thinking, I don't know, even as just someone who because I would hope that this podcast is inspiring to those watching as well. And we have a lot of like high school students that tune in as well.
Oh,
so
great.
it's like, and when a lot of people are on YouTube, right? So, mostly of the teens. And so I'm always thinking of them watching someone who, set out, maybe had a different plan, but then just said yes to opportunities and kind of weren't sure. And then you did something that you weren't like super excited about for a while. But then that led you to, where you are now. And I don't know. It's just like anything is possible. I just want
Yes.
them to know
and that is
that.
a great message for our students,
Mm-hmm.
because the world is wide open for opportunities for all of you that may be listening or watching.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope that you will lean into opportunities and explore pathways that may take you someplace that you never imagined. And right now, our world is changing so rapidly that it's really important to embrace the change for all of us, right? But also when I think about students who really are wanting to decide what their future might be, to be open to exploring pathways. And I know that in education right now, we are working very hard to bring the idea of pathways down to the lower and lower grades so that kids begin thinking about that early on. Like, what am I good at? What inspires me? What alternative plans might make themselves available if I pursue this idea? And just really encourage you to, when there's an opportunity, lean in and explore it. And even if it's not for you, you've kind of had this opportunity to learn something new and exciting. And I think, that's where the inspiration and education really comes in, because there are so many opportunities for our students.
Yeah, I love that. And then even going back to, which I don't know, what you said, it was like, oh, you called a teacher and they said yes and come. I don't know. Do they do that anymore? Can anyone just
No.
No. To say. So don't do that.
No, in fairness, I did talk with the principal when I called and invited myself
You
to
went
come.
through the proper channel.
I did. But yes, of course, as you might imagine, things are a lot more strict. But there are volunteer opportunities.
There's ways for parents and
schools.
guardians and anyone to get involved.
Yes. And seniors, there are senior citizens, I guess I should be clear about that, knowing that there are opportunities out there to volunteer. And I know in Chico Unified, for example, they have a Reading Pals program, and our other districts have similar opportunities.
Is Passages one of them? I want to say there was my grandmother was at Helen Wilcox. She was out and they did I think it was called Passages, but it was she would read to students. But she loved that. That's so cool. Oh my gosh. I'm getting goosebumps. We're going to take a minute though, and we're going to hear messages from our sponsors for the Hearts of Gold podcast. And then we will be right back right after this message. This episode is brought to you by Erin Lackey Photography. That's me. I'm the photographer. This is my studio. We have a studio here in downtown Oroville, and I love photographing families, high school seniors, and pets. And you know what is right around the corner? The holidays. You're going to want to have somebody document those memories for you. Do you have a kid who's missing their front teeth? Now's the time to get them in for a portrait session. Do you have maybe a tween who is gawky and awkward? That phase doesn't last that long. You're going to want to have them in to have that documented. Even though they may not want to, you're going to want to. What about a high school senior who's getting ready to graduate in 2026? You're going to want to have them come in and we can have a consultation and we can talk about all the amazing things that we can do for your high school senior to make their year the best. Maybe you have a family and you haven't had portraits for, 5-10 years, maybe never. I have clients that have never had a family portrait. Come, let's talk let's have a conversation and we can plan where these portraits will live in your home. Last thing, if you are a business owner, maybe you're a professional. Maybe you haven't had a business portrait or a headshot or some branding images for a while. Let's talk. We can make that happen for you so you have amazing portraits to put online for your social media, all of those things. I can't wait to talk to you and we can have a conversation and see what that will look like. Ultimately, it was hard to get me on this podcast. I was very busy. This is a busy time of year. And so, they're lucky that I said yes to come on and be an advertising business. There's other businesses that really wanted this spot, but I took it from them. So maybe you'll be the next one to advertise here. Okay, back to the episode. And we're back. And this is the segment that we head into called Fool's Gold. And really, it's an opportunity to share, if you want, if you have any lessons learned, any challenges, anything that you might share with someone, like shortcuts that, if I could have learned that lesson back then. Yeah.
Well, in my career all along, I've been so lucky to have amazing mentors in my life. And I've known people over the years in my career who have said, I don't need a mentor. I don't need someone to, talk to about this. I've got this on my own. And I would say to really anyone, but certainly in the educational field, that when you have a chance to work with a mentor, whether it's formal or informal, take advantage of that chance, learn from their mistakes, learn to ask the questions when you really need a sounding board, and don't be too proud to rely on someone's wealth of experience because we can learn so much from one another. Yeah. And it can help us to avoid mistakes, but it also can help inspire us to be better. And I know that for me, I know that every day's a journey and I can always be better. And I learn from the people that I work with every day new ways of thinking about things, new ways of challenging my way of thinking about a problem or an issue. And so lean into that mentor-mentee relationship. Yeah. And you never know when, even if you're young in your career, or let's just say beginning your career, you never know when you may be a silent mentor for someone else.
So true.
And so, what you do in your career and how you are really can make a difference in somebody else's life. And so I would say that would be not so much advice, but just guidance that I would give to someone early in their career, especially. But I'll say this, I still have mentors and many, many friends who I've worked with over the years. But I also ask people who are much younger than I am and less experienced than I am, but who have amazing expertise in areas that I don't have, and ask them to teach me. Yeah. And that helps keep me excited about the work that we do, and wanting to be present every day in support of our students and our educators around the county.
That I think speaks so much to even just your character as a human. You mentioned proud, not to be too proud of asking, your mentor, or not wanting to do their mistakes of like, oh no, well they did it, but they did that, they messed up that, but if I could do it this way, it's me, I can do it a different way. I don't know, there's a pride there, but then also the fact that you ask people younger than you, that to me is so, even as you were speaking about being collaborative, like in your leadership style, I think that's a very unique quality. I don't know if a lot of people in leadership could do that in a way that's successful. I know for me, I'm like, I'm very like, I'm oldest child. I do, even we're both oldest children. I'm like, well, my way's the right way, and you just gotta do it. Oh, I'm not asking you for help because my way's gonna be right anyway. Or I don't know. I just think that's such a wise encouragement, I think, to people to almost not be afraid of getting feedback from someone who's maybe less experienced but at a different time frame in their career. I don't know.
It makes it exciting, that's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I appreciated that so much. Well, good. Okay, so we are heading into the Gold Rush round. Ta ta ta. We need a little sound bite. So basically, this is a fast-paced round. It is meant to be just rapid fire. I'm going to say best blank, and you can respond. First thing that comes to your mind. You can pass if you need to. Maybe I'll take out the question about your favorite school. I'll just remove that question, okay? We'll just take that one
Probably
out.
best. I can't show favorites.
Okay, fine. But so I will read off, and first thing that comes to your mind, this is Butte County. So county-wide or California-wide, I mean, you do a lot of traveling, I imagine, down to Sacramento, I would think. So
I sure do.
places around there, too. Okay, are we ready?
Here we go.
Here we go. Best coffee.
Well, I'm in Oroville today, and so I have to say Union Coffee.
Okay.
I really enjoy getting a coffee from there from time to time. And, of course, the owners are a big part of this community and sure appreciate everything they do.
Yeah, okay. We'll give them a shout out, Union Coffee Club. Best tacos.
That's a hard one for me because I'm not a huge taco person.
Oh, okay.
However, I would say that there's a restaurant in Chico that my husband and I both like to go to.
Okay.
Called El Guayacán.
Oh.
And it's not just their tacos, all their food.
Okay.
Really
Yes,
good.
like Mexican food, just all of it. Okay. I love it. Best burger.
I have to say the one my husband makes at home.
Oh,
yeah.
What's your husband's name?
John.
John, did you hear that, John? I think Mary wants a burger. I love that. James makes pretty good burgers, too. Okay, best local event.
Wow. Well, that one's very difficult for me because each community has really special events, and I try to be as much a part of that as I can be. But I can make a plug for an event that I'm involved with.
Oh, yes.
So coming up at Chico State, and I'm sorry that I don't have all the details in front of me at the moment, but we have, in one of their galleries, we will be hosting the Superintendent's art show. And what it is we invite local art teachers from the local high schools to submit some artwork from their students, the top pieces, in their opinion, to the show. And it is juried by people not by me. I'm the sponsor, but it is really exciting for our local high school students to have their artwork displayed in a professional art gallery setting.
Yes.
To have the work adjudicated by people who know how to not just appreciate but evaluate art. And then to have that on display for a number of days at Chico State. We do a reception one night during that run where we have a local jazz band from one of the schools that usually plays outside the entrance to the gallery. And then, of course, we give out some awards. So that is one of my favorite annual events. And so while I love all of our community events, and they're all really important to me, that one is very near and dear to my heart.
Can I share something with you? I'm one of the judges.
Wow.
For that art show. so I actually went with Jennifer Spankler. I met with her last Monday, and we did that. So
terrific.
And I will say, you are gonna want to go to this art show. Some of the pieces, all of them are just amazing. I'm like, these are high school students. It's phenomenal. Just the artwork that's being displayed there. So that's so I'm like, oh, yeah, that's so cool. I didn't know that was put on
by BCOE.
Yes. Wow, very cool. Yes, I have. Okay, sorry. See, it's supposed to be rapid fire, and I'm just getting caught up in the moment. A couple more. Best grocery store.
Okay, my favorite place to shop is Rayleigh's in Chico.
We have
Off
a lot
the
of
Skyway.
Rayleigh's. Yep, a lot of Rayleigh's lovers. I love it. Okay, and last one, I was gonna say, best museum.
Wow. You know, I really do appreciate that we have some amazing museums and galleries, but I have to go with Monca on this one.
Oh, yeah.
The Museum of Northern California Art
Yes.
in Chico.
Mm-hmm.
I really appreciate what they do.
Yeah.
I love the fact that they have programming for students, and they really focus on the amazing artists that we have throughout Northern California. And it's an amazing venue as well. I know that they have a gala coming up, and shout out to them for that.
Yeah.
And just a great place to support local artists, and by local, really Northern California in the broader sense.
Yeah.
But I think that this idea that we can celebrate local artists and that we can encourage young artists and up-and-coming artists to give back to their community through the arts is a great opportunity and a wonderful gift to the community.
Yes. Oh, I love that. Thank you. Thank you so much. We're a couple more questions. We're just, as we kind of wrap up, I would love for you to share, if you can think of it, a golden nugget of wisdom, something. I'm trying to think of who this would be directed to. Maybe educators. If you had best piece of advice for maybe someone who's a teacher right now who maybe is struggling to see their inspiration, or maybe they're doing the day. I mean, it's February. It's kind of hard. It's raining. I mean, this may come out in March, but still, that's a long stretch before before spring break. So someone who maybe speak to that teacher who is maybe struggling to see their impact.
Absolutely. Well, I think I would like to direct it to everyone who works in our schools.
Okay.
Because again, I referenced earlier, you might be the accountant, you might be the food service person, the bus driver, the instructional paraprofessional, the teacher, the coach. You have the opportunity to shape the future. And even on days when you may feel that it's hard work, that it is that you're not seeing the rewards, that you're not feeling the inspiration that day, I hope that you will remember that there are kids watching you and depending on you. And I have heard stories from so many people who will say things to me like, the bus driver saved my life.
Oh.
If it weren't for the bus driver to check on me every day, I would never have made it through school. And so when you think about the impact that all of us as educators can have
I'm gonna
on
cry
kids,
again.
that's my word of wisdom, is just know that you are inspiring the future.
Oh, that's so good. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for all of that. I'm looking here at this table and I forgot to bring this up. So as we kind of head into our claim your gold, put your stake in the ground, how do people, maybe we can speak a little bit about this, but how do people get in contact, what's the best way to get involved, I guess, learn more about BCOE,
Absolutely.
and maybe speak
Well,
about this a little bit?
Our website can be found at bcoe.org. And what you're referencing there is our
Yes.
annual report. We do have hard copies available in all of our offices in
Okay.
Orville and Chico.
Yep, Bird Street
At
for
Bird
this one.
Street, yes. And
This is beautiful.
this report, an electronic copy of this report can be found on our website.
Oh, lovely.
And but I do encourage you to explore our website, and we're actually in the process of doing a lot of updates and upgrades to the website, which you'll see over the coming weeks and months.
Love it.
And of course, our most popular link is always the human resources page.
Okay,
When
okay.
people have an interest in exploring career opportunities with BCOE, and we encourage
Which
people
you
to
are
do that.
not, I mean, directly. I was
No
trying to
longer,
think, yes.
yeah, no longer personally directing that department, but of course we are always looking for people who share our vision and
Yeah.
and want to be a part of us. And sometimes people join our team, and then they move up and on to other aspects of their career and education, and we encourage that too. We want people to realize their potential.
Yeah.
But at any rate, we do encourage you to also go to our social media, Butte County Office of Education,
Yeah.
Facebook and Instagram. And,
Yep. And you guys, I mean, you're active on there, which is like,
We are.
It's pretty awesome.
we are.
Love it.
Yes, so thank you so much for having me today. It's been a pleasure.
Oh, and thank you so much, Mary, for having a heart of gold.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was just all
You're
caught
doing
up
great.
at the beginning. The arts question, because I'm like, and then you. That blue was a good.
It's my favorite color. Oh boy, you could have me going on forever about my siblings. She retired, and I had the opportunity to promote Prenny, and I took that opportunity because she's terrific, and really glad to get to work with her.
Superintendent does what she does in her role as the. Oh, I am like, sorry, you unlocked with that question. Why didn't I go? I think I was like with the arts question. Do we need to pause it? Okay, well, we're gonna edit this part out.
Okay, sounds good.